Hey guys, it's Ria here with today's message from the heart. And I already pulled a card. These are all cards from Mother Earth, all reflections of our own love. They all come with messages of inspiration, guidance, messages to help us to connect and align to our own heart energy, to help us to become more fully who we are and to express a truer version of who we are. So I shuffled, and the card that presented itself today is this one. It is a frozen blob of sand in the perfect shape of a heart. It's on the snow, obviously, and it's on the beach. And it's obviously in the wintertime. And I will read what it says for today. The title of the card is called Magnificent. All suffering is caused from forgetting who you are. You are the light of God, the light of creation. No mistakes can undo your magnificence, but only enhance it. All serves in the expansion and evolution of love. You as a human are the blessed vehicle in which love expresses itself. So what this card is saying, to me, the overall theme kind of seems to be acceptance of self, and that, you just like the card says, you are magnificent, and nothing can take that away from you. Don't be hard on yourself or beat yourself up if you think you've made a mistake or you've done something wrong, because all those experiences help us to enhance the beauty that we are, because every experience can be learned from. There's two sides to every coin, and the flip side of saying if you're in a lot of pain or suffering, or you felt you've made this major mistake, the flip side of that is love and growth, expansion, perfection. And this is saying that all suffering is caused from forgetting that you are the light of God, that our own human 3D egoic kind of illusions separate us from that knowing. And a lot of those so-called mistakes that we do make probably wouldn't happen if we really remembered who we are, that we remembered we're the light. We wouldn't try to perform, or we wouldn't try so hard to be so perfect to attain something that we already are. And this card is just saying that you are that light and you are that love, and you're perfect and magnificent as you are. Everything that you do is here for further expression of who you are, further expression of God, source, light. Because when something seemingly negative happens, you learn, if you look at it from the right perspective, you can learn something about yourself, and you can embrace a deeper level of yourself, something that you would not have known about yourself if you didn't go through that experience. I'll use just a really simple light example. Say you have this friendship or relationship, and you do something and you really hurt their feelings, and in that you feel that you've been selfish or did that person wrong for some way, shape, or form, even if you didn't do it intentionally, or even if you did do it intentionally, but then you see the reaction of that person, and then you realize it might bring something out of you that you wouldn't have known otherwise, a deeper level of understanding of that other person. Maybe they express something afterwards, why they were like they are, and then you realize you have a deeper love and compassion for that person, having a deeper level of understanding, and then you can learn to have a deeper love for yourself, because now you see the situation in a more pure light. You might have hurt that person's feelings because you thought they were treating you bad, but in a sense they were just suffering, and they were suffering so they treated you bad, and the cycle just keeps going. Then you feel bad, but if you can work through the situation and and delve a little deeper, you can find that that person was just hurting, that made you mad, and you hurt their feelings, and then you felt bad about yourself for hurting their feelings. But in reality, you too were suffering because you didn't see the truth of who they were or who you are. So the root of all suffering really is just not remembering who you are. Now, if you can, in those situations, teach you also in the future to learn or see situations from a higher perspective, realizing that hurting people hurt people, or, I know that's cliche, but people are hurting and they need that outlet, and they might not know why they're hurting. So they have all this pent up energy, and then it comes out of them in more of a destructive way, either aimed at somebody else or aimed at themselves. But no matter what, it's the root of that feeling they're having within themselves, which is preventing them from knowing who they really are. It could be an old belief or an old something that was instilled in them from a very young age, and they're always striving to be better and better and never think they're good enough. And that causes pain when they feel they're making mistakes, but really they are just as they should be. And we all are just as we should be. And there's nothing to undo. Just embrace it and know that you don't need to change, and that you're perfect like you are. And those mistakes, those follies, those crazy things that you might do or think or have done that you might so-called feel ashamed of or embarrassed, those all make you magnificent, because it's all an expression of God. It's so beautiful, because it's almost like you're an expression of God, but you go through all these things in order to prove yourself, and you don't even need to, because you already are. And when you see life like that, then you also stop drawing those circumstances to you, because you're understanding the true frequency and vibration of who you are, and then you can produce that frequency in your outside world, not drawing those situations to you, not having to go through all those experiences, when you know that you're the light and love of God. And you are spirit, you're light and love, expression of God in the human physical vehicle. And that is such a gift, and it's so beautiful, because you come into this humanness and this human vehicle, and you're forgetting who you are, and you gotta experience all this stuff, and you don't even know sometimes, or forget who you are. And that just allows you to discover who you are without even knowing who you are, which is beautiful in itself too, because it all will come back to love, and it'll all come back to discovering that. But you don't necessarily need to go through all that. So this picture here, like I said, it's a frozen glob of sand on the beach, and it is beautiful and it is magnificent. Even these almost represent or look like scars to me. These little all these little breaks in the heart. It looks sort of like scar tissue or scars or wounds that are healing in the heart, in the sand. But those wounds are filled with little snow. And to me, snow is white. It represents purity, and it looks brighter and lighter. So all those things that you have gone through or are going through, at the root of them, on the other side of them, it is all just love. It helps you to be more, it will help you to bring forth your beauty, a greater expression of who you really are. It helps you to tune into that love and light that you are. Us as humans experiencing the human way, even though in truth we're spirit. I lost my train of thought. Go through these mistakes, or so-called mistakes, and all this stuff that causes scars. But those very things help us to get a greater and deeper understanding of who we are, and to connect to that light. I mean, obviously we don't want to experience pain, and we don't want to experience suffering, and I believe that we're creating a world, or entering a world, or shifting to a world where we won't need that as much. But in the 3D, in the linear time, in the experiences that we've had in the past, those very things have brought us to come to ourselves at a deeper level through the pain, the suffering, or say something tragic. Unfortunately, sometimes it takes something tragic or something really severe to get our attention, because we go about life and we just think we are what we see in the outside world and what we feel surfacely. But that is all just an illusion, or an illusion that we are creating through our understanding of self in the moment. And when we can have something, anything, it could be a weather event, it could be a fire, it could be a loss of some sort that makes us to really question life. And then we can look within ourselves and say, okay, or why did this happen? And then it makes you question everything. What do I believe? Who am I? And all those things, and all those scars and all those pains and all that suffering will be filled with the truth and light if you don't avoid it. You don't want to run away from it, because a lot of times we're running away from it. So the universe or God or higher self is trying to send us a message and say, hey, you got to look at something within you. And then we just kind of, through our own doing, unconsciously bring these events or bring these situations and circumstances into our life in order to gain a greater perspective of who we are. All is an expression of God. All is an expression of source. All is love at its root. And this is just saying, embrace that, embrace your magnificence. And when you can tune into that and connect to that, then we no longer need to create that. And then we can evolve into, a greater age of love and light and peace and harmony. So all the disruptions are bringing us to, to a greater light and a greater love. And it's all good. And that's what you are, just like that heart. You might have had hardships, pain, but you're this magnificent, beautiful heart sitting boldly against the snow. And the snow represents, it's a basis, it's a foundation of love and light. And every little incident in life helps to bring forth that light if you allow it. And right above it, it's almost like there's a little angel. See the little eyes? I mean, it's kind of abstract with the little wings. It's almost like you do have that higher self, which is, another aspect of yourself, looking higher awareness self of you, checking out over yourself and protecting you and just helping to guide you and send you the things that you need to come to self-realization and to know that all that you really are. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Be the light and love that you are.